After sitting still in a place we're already familiar with, waiting out weather, we decided to change things up and leave this gloomy fog in search for some sunshine, sail along a coast of Ireland we haven't been before. And the best part of it all, we're not alone.
We decided to take off today from Kinsale and go explore a bit more of the, south coast of Ireland. Apparently it's really pretty down there, so we're excited to go check that out. Change it up, because we really don't see a weather window for the next week and a half, so there's no point staying there, and there's a good spot to provision and get everything that we need before crossing the Bay of Biscay. So we might as well head onwards. Plus, we met some friends in Kinsale, and they're actually heading down here as well. And then I realized, we might as well buddy boat and go together and hang out.
Welcome to Sailing Jibsea. 2 years ago, we knew nothing about sailing, but took off from Canada with an urge for adventure. I'm Steph. This is Travis, and this is our home, Jibsea. We moved quickly, and in a short time have made it down south and even crossed an ocean. But we still have a whole lot more of the world to see. Subscribe and join our life on the water.
I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high.
Official race has started. Bit of a pickle though, because our batteries have been like the lowest they've ever been, sitting at anchor for the last week and a half. So we really did need to motor to charge our batteries. But it's just like, we need to charge our batteries, but these conditions are like perfect. You know, and we got another boat to race, so like, they're obviously gonna win. They got a 485 Dufour. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty fast boat. And he's got some really nice brand new laminate sails. So he'll be nice and quick. We got nice new sails, which we're moving along real nicely now as well. But the race is on. We're catching up. We're catching up. The only issue though is we actually have to head more to starboard, so closer to Still Magic down there. So we're pinching the wind a little bit more, so obviously we're gonna make more apparent wind. So that's obviously why we caught up. But the moment I gotta lay off the wind a little bit to get a little bit more to port, or more to starboard here, we'll slow down. That's probably where they'll overtake us again. Fog's coming in heavy again, which I was hoping it was going to burn off, because where we're trying to get to is there's a lot of rocks and stuff, a lot of the land that we got to dodge, and I would like to be able to see it.
Now we're behind. The waves picked up a little bit, and I guess that's where our friends had the advantage with their length over water, and they've taken off. The fog came back in as well, pretty thick, so we can't see them visually. We actually can't see anything visually. We know there's land pretty close to us, a few hundred feet, and we're navigating through these kind of islands right now. That's what it looks like on the map. So just relying on that very heavily right now.
Very heavily.
We did pick up another boat somewhere around us, which we can't see, so we're just going really slowly. Sea state is really calm conditions, so that's nice. We can kind of just float carefully through. What?
It's been 7 knots.
6.5, 7 knots. I think since the current.
Oh, okay. So from the current, we're doing like 6, 7 knots, but it feels like we're just coasting along ever so slowly. We knew there was a sailboat close to us, but we just visually couldn't see it until now.
Our wish for sunshine was granted. Travis has even got shorts on. And after a good night's sleep, we're ready to explore Schull Harbour with our friends on SV Still Magic. Schull is a popular little seaside town with a Sunday market, colorful Main Street, and a sailing club active in racing in the summer months. Schull is home to about 1,000 people and is a sheltered harbour with exposure to winds only from the south. We also got a chance to see exactly what we were navigating through yesterday in that thick fog. You'd think that the part we've missed the most after crossing the pond was the swimming and the sunshine, but it's actually buddy boating with fellow cruisers to enjoy the peace and reward we experience when sailing ourselves to a new place. After a lovely lunch on board our buddy boat, it was time to pick up anchor. The unofficial official race resumes for our 10-mile sail to the next stop along West Cork. If you're wondering why we're heading back east, it's because Schull is the furthest west our friends were heading before making their way back. We want to enjoy their company for one more stop before parting ways. It's a nice change-up to sail alongside another monohull. So it's not just because we wanted to claim our victory on our race there, but that was just gravy on the sunny sail to Baltimore. Baltimore translates to Fort of the Jewels and is a village in West Cork, home to about 300 people. It also gets busier in the summer months since many summer homes have been built in the area. It's a great little getaway spot for those interested in sailing, fishing, and enjoyment of the countryside. The Baltimore Beacon is a landmark here, standing 50 feet high and 5 yards in diameter, also referred to as the Pillar of Salt or the Lot's Wife.
We're gonna put a string on it because I have to fly it and catch it. So this just helps. Let's see if it works. Tried it once before and it seemed to work, but I'm using a different piece of rope. So hopefully it works.
To a really protected little anchorage because there's supposed to be a blow coming in for a couple of days. And on our way there, we're kind of taking a little detour. We're going to be sailing right past this rock here. It's a very iconic rock. It's actually the most southern point of Ireland, about 6 miles offshore. 6 miles? Yeah, something like that. We're going to be taking a detour around it so we can get some really nice footage of Jibsea sailing right past it. I think we're going to get lucky here because it was cloudy, but I think some sun's trying to come through. Yesterday was actually super sunny. It would have been ideal to be able to get some nice photographs, but unfortunately the wind wouldn't have been in our favor. We would have had to go head on into the wind to get here. It's a little swelly right now, so we're going to do our best to try to get some drone shots. Quite sloshy right now. And if you guys remember back in our Atlantic crossing, we don't do well with catching drones in swell. Well, at least I don't. So that kind of scared us from flying it underway when we don't have the best conditions, but it should be good this time. No injuries.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited to sail around this thing. It looks badass. There's a crazy lighthouse sticking out of it. Our old dock neighbor in Port Credit gave me this book called The Fastnet to read. It's quite an interesting read. Also, pretty tragic. There's a lot of deaths on this sailboat race in 1979 called the Fastnet. So we're gonna sail past it and pay our respects, try to get some footage, and yeah, I'm kind of excited because, he gave me this book a few years ago, and here we are, gonna sail past it. So pretty awesome.
In the 1979 race, there was a storm that the sailors encountered between Land's End and Fastnet Rock. There were gale 11 winds or something really crazy like that. And a bunch of people lost their lives. 15 sailors lost their lives, 4 rescuers, 75 boats flipped, 5 of them sank. And it was the biggest rescue mission. It took about 4,000 people to come out and help rescue all the boats that were out here. Very tragic. We're lucky that we've got some nice conditions to pass this. We've seen some videos. It can get pretty nasty with the waves that crash up onto these rocks. There's the big Fastnet Rock, and then just to the left of it where we are facing, there's a little rock next to it. I think that's called Little Fastnet. All that's on this rock is a lighthouse, and the one that's on there currently is 54 meters high, or 98 feet, and it's the second lighthouse that was ever constructed and put on this rock. Someone's getting a little nervous to fly this thing.
Yeah, I'm totally nervous. So I'm gonna fly it, and then if you just make sure we don't crash into the rock, should we go?
We're getting pretty close here. We can see the waves crashing on the rocks. We're going to be passing it with the rocks on our port side. Travis said that's the way that they pass it during races, so we're going to follow suit. And then we'll get some sweet shots with Jibsea flying right by. What?
I gotta calibrate it.
Once we realized that the drone shots weren't going to happen, we quickly grabbed our Insta 360 X3 with the super long selfie stick that extends 300 centimeters. And you can get drone-like views, so we got our shot passing Fastnet on our port side after all.
Oh boy. Whoa. I'm happy I took a Gravol, which is like a motion sickness tablet, before we went out this morning. I knew we were going to be going downwind, and it is so messy right now. It was pretty hectic as we were passing the Fastnet, realizing that the drone needed calibration. Very rolly. And then immediately as we passed it, we had to turn to go downwind in some pretty big swell. Like, this swell is a lot bigger than the wind is strong. So we were trying to set up the pole, go wing on wing. Got that all set up. Still very messy. It just wasn't working. The sails were flapping all about. So took down the mainsail, kept the pole up, still flapping. Things are kind of going everywhere. As you can probably see, they still are. Just hoping that we got enough footage with all the other cameras that we tried to whip out as we were sailing by Fastnet.
We're squeezing our way into this little harbor to hide away from a blow coming through before moving on to one last stop in Ireland. We're in our final anchorage along the southwest coast here, where we're going to be staging for our crossing to Spain. So this morning we're going to be heading off to Provision, find the grocery store, and then also try to figure out where we can fill up our diesel and gas cans before heading off. I think we're going to get into the grocery store first, try to see if there's a spot that we can easily access the gas station, and then head back and pick up our cans and go from there.
This should be fine here. Yes, and that thing.
Sorry. First up, always trying to find the trash. Got to make sure we're trash free before passage, otherwise it builds up and it stinks up. It's a smaller town than we thought, eh?
Yeah, it seems like it. That'd be good for getting what we need.
Hardware stores right there,
And then
grocery stores right there. Travis. Okay, so we typically don't do that they make the hole small for a reason, but we can't find another trash right now, and I don't really want to walk all around town with our trash bags, so.
I don't know if that's mine or not.
Castletownbere is located on the Beara Peninsula and is also known as Castletownbere Haven.
Nothing's far at all. It always looks bigger on the map, but there it is. So we'll have to bring the Jerry's in. It won't be a far walk from the dinghy dock at all.
Like literally. Feel right there. Dinghy dock right there.
It's an important fishing port and is home to less than 1,000 people.
Alright guys, so we're gonna pick up our new motor today, and just want to just grab that sucker and we'll bring it back to the boat.
Yeah, Travis is used to lifting heavy things, carrying it back to the boat.
No worries. What a random spot. Yeah, you're too short to see up the bush. This is Steph's view. What's going on? Load it up.
Yep, 2 backpacks, 2 grocery bags, and I think we're set.
Probably have more than we need, but
It's always better to have more food than to be hungry and bored on passage, because it's usually what we get, hungry.
I would say on passages we graze a lot. Like we're just snacking throughout the day, you know?
Boat snacks are a real thing.
Yeah, boat snacks, definitely.
I think we got everything that we need for 5 days. Frozen stuff preferred for lunch. Just pop it in the oven if we don't want to cook or if it gets too wavy. Next up, fuel.
Oh, workout. At least it's not too far. But I feel it.
Up, 2, 3, 4. So I just spent the last 3 hours cooking up all of our dinners that we're going to have on passage. Just warm stuff that we can reheat quite easily, and I don't know, just something hearty when we're underway. So I think I have more than 5 nights worth, but I kind of screwed up on one of the things here. It just came out so spicy. It was this new green curry paste that I saw, and I didn't know how much to put, and I'm like a mild kind of girl. I like a little bit of heat, but I can't take super spicy at all, and this stuff is so hot. Yeah, if anything, I guess it'll just keep me warm when we're underway at night. Got spaghetti and bolognese, my fave, the green curry with rice, mashed potatoes, and chicken with gravy for Travis, kind of like a shepherd's pie sort of thing. And then I still need to cut up the pineapple. I like to cut up all the fruit ahead of time. So with our strawberries, I wash them, cut off the tops, threw them in a container so we can just quickly grab them underway. And then I still have to make a couple of quick breakfasts for tomorrow just so we can grab and go when we take off early in the morning. Just gonna do overnight oats, stick them in the fridge, and easy peasy. If you're wondering why I have the headset on, it's because I actually just came in to put the food away. Travis is up on the mast, just hoisted him up to do a couple of things up there. I think one was putting on these leather chafe guards on our spreaders. Thank you to our friend John who gave those to us. We have been looking to buy those for a little while now, and our friend John gifted them to us, so thank you so much. We put them in use right away. Just gives the sails something a little softer to rub up on as they pass the spreaders. So yeah, he's up there doing that now, and just hearing every breath as I'm filming this, but it sounds like he should be done soon. So I'm gonna head upstairs and bring him down.
This little town had just what we needed before heading off. Everything was nice and close, which means we could be extra efficient before getting some rest before one heck of a passage.
Well, it's just starting to rain. Friend John, like Steph just said, gave us these guys. They're these really nice leather spreader wraps. Our sail chafes here. It chafes along this stretch here quite often. So on this edge, I have an idea. I have some of this piping that you put around your lifelines, but I don't think I'm going to install it now. I just wanted to come up and take a look and see how it looked. But for future, I can put it on this edge here and then rivet it in, or if it doesn't rivet, I'll just maybe tape it in a couple spots with some, we got some sail tape. It's also good to come up and do a rig check. It all looks pretty dang good. Right now I'm getting soaked, so I want Steph to let me know.
Time to bring this guy down before he gets soaked. Okay, ready? Unclutched. I'm starting to bring you down now. Ready? It's starting to pour. I got an even better one now. Soaked little bear?
Soaked.
Little bear.
Little bear. Big bear.
Okay, big bear. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We'll be crossing the Celtic Sea and the Bay of Biscay, which is notorious for a reason. We'll be taking you along for all of it. So please subscribe to our channel, share us with your family and friends, and leave us some fun comments below. It really motivates us to keep these videos coming. And as always, special thanks to our patrons for supporting all the hard work we put into sharing the journey.